Hey there guys, gals, and non-binary pals, it's DMG and welcome back to Blitz, and today I have some Tier X Mastery gameplay for you. This time you're going to have the pleasure of watching WoTBlitz playing in the M48A1 patent. This is the Tier 10 American medium tank that leads from the M46 patent, leading from the Pershing, leading from the T20, so on and so forth. All the way starting from the M4 is where the line really starts to break off. But with Wargaming attempting to change low tiers, I'm not really sure if the tech tree is going to look the same, so maybe that information will be out of date in a few months, right? Anyways, time will tell on that front. As you can see here, WoTBlitz has taken the hill on mines, and now the M48A1 patent is not necessarily the best tank to try and get up the hill, but once it's up there, it really is nasty to try and dig out, and WoTBlitz is just using gun depression, a strong turret, a strong hull to be able to absolutely bully tanks like this T-54. Before I go any further, I wanted to make a few announcements about the channel. One, the replays that you guys are sending in are absolutely fantastic. But like I said before in a previous video, and this is almost more of a repeat announcement, that I have to choose from the absolute best of the best. So right now I have narrowed it down to about 35 replays, that at least of the ones that are in my inbox right now, that I am planning on featuring. While this is a first-come, first-served kind of basis, I would say that applies more to when there are not people flooding my inbox with replays. But when there are, I have to make decisions. I can't showcase every single replay. And another thing is that I want to try and mix different people in. There are people that have never been featured on this channel before, and I know as someone who has never been featured on YouTube before, or someone who was in those kinds of shoes, right? I always wanted to be featured on YouTube. So I understand the desire of the want to be featured. So I do try and get everybody in. So this is the first time WoTBlitz has been featured, and I'm just going to try and showcase some of the good stuff here. Probably should have gone for an HE round on that Leopard PTA, but it is going to put PTA on a one-shot, whereas HE would have absolutely finished him off in 2 shots. It's quite sad as the IS-7 does manage to take out the teammate, and WoTBlitz does not make a good follow-up decision in this moment by firing heat right into the spaced armor of the IS-7. Takes a shot unnecessarily, but his teammate takes him out of the game before WoTBlitz has the opportunity to finish off the IS-7. E3 tries to come down and take a shot, however, misses, and unfortunately WoTBlitz's gun elevation is not enough to hit the E3's lower plate. Or underbelly in this case, right? Anyways, another important announcement on my channel is that I have enabled Super Chat. Now, during live streams, Super Chat allows you to send messages. I'm sure if you've ever watched a Bushka stream, and oh, hold on, I have to pause my announcement right there. That shot right there that WoTBlitz had into the cupola of the T110E3 totally, or I wouldn't say totally, but almost redeems any sin that he has committed in this game, or any mistake. That was an absolutely fantastic shot and is actually very difficult to hit. So good stuff there for recognizing that that is a weak spot and at least trying to take advantage of that weak point and actually being successful, right? Success is what happens when luck meets opportunity, or preparation meets skill. I don't even remember, but you know the phrase that I'm talking about, right? And that's exactly what WoTBlitz did there. This next replay is sent in by Tommy20, playing in the AMX 50B. This is the Tier 10 French auto-loading heavy tank. And the 50B is not necessarily a tank you'd think is Himmelsdorf meta. But Tommy is going to do a fabulous job in this replay by utilizing the great forward speed of the AMX 50B to take an outstanding position against the enemy and just really abuse his clip and make it so that he is using it to the best of his ability. AMX 50B can dump 1200 alpha in the, or within 6 seconds of the first shot. That's what I meant to say. However, the tank doesn't really have any armor. Keep in mind that this tank can be heshed in the turret and in the sides. It does have a very strong upper front plate, meaning that it can bounce shots should the enemy team have the inkling or the desire to shoot at it. But when you have such a weak turret, no one really ever shoots for your hull, so bounces are few and far between. Anyways, back to announcements. I have enabled Super Chat, so this allows you to send messages in my stream chats. If you haven't watched one of my streams, I do hope you come out and see one. It is quite a riot. You do see absolutely fantastic gameplay along with some rage, so you get a little bit of each part of the Unicum gameplay, should I say, right? Anyways, Super Chat allows you to send messages. You can pay for a special highlighted message. Just to let you know that Google does state in their terms of service that they take 30% of all Super Chat donations. So if you wish to donate money, let's say you make a $10 donation, I only receive $7 in revenue from that. And I wouldn't say that's even counting taxes, or before taxes are taken out, right? Now, if you wish to donate to the channel, I really do appreciate it. Now, this is the first way that you will truly be able to participate in helping keep the channel alive. I know people, watch the ads, or even skip through the ads to watch the video, but those get maybe like 4 cents a video, or 4 cents a look, right? So even if you get 100 views, right, it's only $4. It's not that much. Even 1,000 views, $40. So you're not really getting that much. So Super Chat really is a great way to help donate to the channel. So if you haven't come out to a stream, I really do encourage you to do so. It is quite a riot, and I'm sure you will like it and be able to chat with myself and chat with some of the other at least mods on my channel, or the other stream watchers. So it is a very good time. We just hang out, have a bunch of fun. Please stop in and enjoy yourself. Anyway, Tommyxx is doing a great job, doing a really nice job of clip management, going for full reloads at the right time. As you just saw, he went for a full reload and then was able to take out a tank and then try and hit a few other shots on that FV-183. Probably should have gone for a clip reload right after he killed that enemy tank over on the left side, but he is able to put in 2 shots against that FV-183. Needs to back up just in case the 183 doesn't get him, or the 183 gets him, but the 183 on the green does finish the job with a massive hammer smashing round. Great stuff there. Now, I don't mean to glaze over Tommy and Nux's replays, but I just do want to get those announcements out there on the channel so you guys can stay up to date with everything that is going on. I prefer to be transparent. Anyways, this is Triple14 playing in the Japanese Tier 10 medium tank. It is the STB-1, and this is an absolutely cracking replay until the end. Now, Triple is going to the caves area, but then decides to take a slight diversion from the normal play that I like to do. This is a decent spot up here in this bush that I sometimes like to use in my light tanks, but in my medium tanks, it's not necessarily my favorite spot, as, your mobility doesn't allow you to get out, and your camouflage is not, I wouldn't say not good enough, but it's against other medium tanks going to the corner, they just have that positional advantage over you. That Leopard tries to get into a very awkward position. You're going to see the difference between the STB-1 and the Leopard in this stretch of gameplay here, as the STB-1 does have a turret, and he is able to bounce the Leopard 1 while Triple is able to bounce the Leopard 1 and able to penetrate the Leopard 1 in the turret. And the STB has more gun depression, allowing you to put in these shots just a little bit easier. The Leopard 1 does have fantastic penetration on its AP rounds with 255, allowing it to go right through the front of the STB-1 in the upper front plate. And while the upper front plate is angled, there's not too much to speak of. Triple gets hit again, and he needs to take out the Leopard 1. Does a good job there, helping his Clipper out. That Clipper's probably going to come save him back later, but no spoilers, right? Anyways, a very interesting scenario here. This passage of gameplay needs to put shots in that FV-183. It gets his attention. FV-183 is now in check, needs to protect himself from the STB-1. And I like what he's doing here, trying to go for the cupola of the Jagdpanzer 100, but it is not on. Goes for another shot on the 183, and this is where the low-profile nature of the STB-1 is coming in handy, as a shot zings over Triple's head from the Jagdpanzer 100. Does a good job here of firing on the move, not tunneling too hard, but then I think the tunnel gets the best of him in this moment as he does take his eyes off the unspotted Jagdpanzer E100 and starts aiming for the tortoise. He does manage to get the tortoise, but ends up eating an HE shell from the Jagdpanzer E100, and this is where Triple gets very lucky, as he did tunnel the tortoise and completely gives his side to the Jagdpanzer E100, and he was lucky not to be one-shotted in that moment. The Jagdpanzer E100 loaded HE, which was the correct choice to hit the side of the SCB-1, as it probably would have gotten a full roll. But of course, then there are those unlucky HE rolls, which happen more frequently than they should. But Triple manages to stay alive regardless, as the shell derps into the tracks and only causes about 200 damage. That Clipper finally comes to help Triple out and starts putting in shots, and Triple finishes off the Jagdpanzer E100. Notice that the reload on the STB-1 is 6.6 seconds, meaning that Triple is indeed running full equipment, or not full equipment, but full provisions, and a rammer. 6.6 seconds is very, very good, and will help out Triple in a situation that is coming up very fast against that Object 140. Now, the Object 140 has a fantastic rate of fire. Soviet medium tanks known for their absolutely burning DPM through rate of fire and not necessarily alpha. So this Object 140 is going to try and come around the corner to flank Triple in the rear, but the WZ-113 does bounce a heat round off the front of the STB-1. Object 140 comes around the corner. Triple does a perfect maneuver there, firing into the track of the Object 140. The 140 misses, and that's where this rammer comes in handy, as Triple takes him right out of the game. Lovely stuff there. And now it is just the AMX 5120 and Triple in a 2 versus 1 against the WZ-113, that new Tier 10 Chinese heavy tank. Now, I'm personally not a big fan of the WZ-113, as I think it has some serious flaws in its design. But for all that, it does have absolutely astounding DPM for a heavy tank, and I do think it might even qualify for a nerf. However, statistically, it shows that it needs a nerf. But, like I said, however, I personally don't think it's all that special of a tank. Triple puts in a lovely shot into the rear of the not the SCB-1, the WZ-113. WZ-113 takes out his teammate, and now it is a 1 versus 1 situation. Triple is on 401 HP. The WZ-113 has an average alpha roll of 400, meaning that even if he rolls slightly high with AP, or APCR in this case for the WZ-113, Triple is out of the game. If the WZ-113 uses HE and manages to hit Triple for an average roll, he's done out of the game too. However, Triple puts in a great shot into the lower plate of the WZ-113, making him a one-shot, and now Triple is doing a really good job using this small little ridge for hull down and trying to get a shot at that WZ-113's cupola right there, as we can see him just trying to get some kind of angle on it. It's not happening though. Bleeding HP in this situation is not a good idea, as the 113 does have a fantastic reload and can almost fire at the same rate as the STB-1 running the rammer. If they were running calibrated shells, they would have approximately the same rate of fire, but the 113 having more alpha would probably have a better chance of taking Triple out of the game. Triple makes an interesting move here. Uses that AMX 50B for cover, and then hits the WZ-113, who flubs his shot. Triple has him on the reload, goes to heat, takes him right out of the game. Fantastic stuff there. Good job, Triple. As I was saying, though, the WZ-113 has that mid-mounted turret, meaning that it is liable to get tracked and killed every time it pokes a corner, and Triple took advantage of that, and making sure that the WZ-113 was firing as he was cresting the ridge. Triple was able to take down a 5,467 damage mastery. Great stuff there. However, it is not over yet. This is an encore presentation for Triple on Fortress Bear, again in the Japanese Tier 10 medium tank. It is the SCB-1. Both of these games played in the same day. Now, what I really like about this replay is that it showcases just how tactical of a player Triple is, as he is able to use a very small amount of space and just put out a lot of damage. It's going to be all about this area right here, the whole game. You're going to see him just put out a holy crap ton of damage just from one small position. And this is what's so important, is learning every single small angle of the rock or the wall that you're next to. As learning to work small areas like this, being able to root yourself in and being extremely hard to dig out while putting out damage makes you absolutely a pain in the backside for anyone trying to push. And the STB's best-in-class view range is allowing him to spot pretty much anyone he pokes on. He goes in a 1-for-1 trade there with that other tank, and then puts in another great shot into that FV4202. Now, the reason why the STB-1 is dominant in this scenario over the 4202, even though the 4202 is above the STB-1 in terms of terrain, or elevation in this case. But the STB-1 has a turret, where the 4202 does not. And that Batchat there, the Batchat AP, taking a nice meaty round for 350 alpha average into his turret. Not so healthy now, right? As the Batchat does not have a lot of HP to play with, even at tier 9. Now the STB-1 wants to poke a little bit. However, the STB on the enemy team hits triple back, and now it looks like it is going to turn into a DPM more. Can triple put in a shot? There you go. Now he's just maximizing the amount of time that the STB-1 has to fire, or minimizing the amount of time that the STB-1 has the ability to take a shot at him. And now that they are in a 1v1 brawl, just simply trading hit points, triple does a good job of ramming there, and now is on roughly 430 HP. Great ram there, as that saves him from taking another shot from the STB and allows him to stay on a one-shot for medium tanks and even some heavy tanks. However, with that E100 over there, he'd best be careful about that, right? That 5120 tries to come around the corner to get triple. However, triple is in a lovely haul-down position that I love using as well. Not so sure about this grass and sniper mode. You may want to turn that off. But other than that, great stuff right now. Going back up around. Now, it is a 5-on-2, if you haven't noticed, with a FE4202, a Conqueror, a AMX 5120, an E100, and one other tank. I forget what it is. I can't really see the team too well, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Now, it is, if you had to choose one tank to be on your team in a 2 versus 5 situation, what better teammate to have, or tank to have, than just a frickin' armored beast in the IS-7. However, not too armored in the back, as the AMX 5120 does manage to clip out on the IS-7. However, triple is quick enough on the draw to pull the trigger 2 times on the AMX 5120 and take him right out of the game. Good stuff there into a 1 or a 2 versus 4. Conqueror comes around the corner, triple puts in a round through his upper plate and takes him right out of the game. Conqueror not having the best armor. Oh, there's the Batchat. Not quick enough. That's where that rammer is coming in handy again and is able to take him right out of the game. FB4202 and E100 left. Taken from a 3 versus 1 to a 2 versus 1. FB4202 comes around the corner and does not manage to penetrate triple. I'm not sure what he fires, but if that was a Hesh round, triple has gotten extremely lucky, as the average Hesh alpha roll is 440 alpha. So triple has gotten extremely lucky, and now he is definitely on a one-shot. And E100 sneezing on him with HE should take him out of the game quite handily. However, triple needs to be quite careful in this situation. Will he get spotted here? Not spotted yet, and he just backs down. He needs to be very careful in this moment. Now, I'm not sure what's going through his mind right now. I mean, any single moment, these two could just simply pincer him and take him right out of the game. Because that there is no voice communication, I'm not sure that that is quite a possible solution for them. Now, triple does get spotted behind the bush. This is not good, as now they know exactly where he is. He manages to stay out of the cap and does get spotted again, which is crazy. I don't know what is happening here, as the STB-1's low-profile nature should keep it from getting spotted, but that is unfortunate. FE4202 bounces, which is more unfortunate. Triple comes around the corner and takes him right out of the game, and the STB-1's low-profile nature is coming in handy. Had this been the pattern, this would have not been viable. Puts in a heat round into the viewport of the E100. E100 fires, misses, comes around the side of the E100, puts one right through the tracks, and good night, sweetheart, E100. That is the game. Fantastic game, triple. Love to watch that replay. If you enjoyed that content, please hit that like button and subscribe for more. And if you didn't, please leave your constructive criticism in the comment section. As always, I appreciate the opportunity to share my passion with you today, and I hope to see you next time.